I have this feeling that there are so many women walking around in their day-to-day life, and from the outside, everything looks perfect. They have the job, the career, the relationship, the house, the stability that they are supposed to want. But they wake up every morning and they feel like shit. They wake up every morning and they're exhausted and they don't feel like themselves, and they don't understand why and how they are slipping away piece by piece by piece. And it's not because they're ungrateful, it's because they are so disconnected from themselves. And I think that has become so normal that so many women feel this way that we've stopped questioning if it's right or wrong. Hello and welcome to the Good Girl Rebellion podcast. I'm your host Izzy, and I'm so grateful to have you here on another episode. The Good Girl Rebellion is all about reclaiming your rhythm in mind, body and spirit. Each week we are unraveling years of conditioning to reclaim our wild, rebellious and intuitive truth. So if you're ready to reclaim your power, reconnect with your wildest self and rise as the woman you were never taught to be, you are in the right place. Welcome to the Rebellion. And the Good Girl Rebellion has been somewhere where I have shown up week after week and we have just talked about kind of random things that are going on in life and I feel the collective is experiencing right now. But I want the Good Girl Rebellion to be a place that you can change your life. So we are going on a journey. We are going on a challenge over these next 5 months, inspired by the Lionsgate portal and just this kind of time where we have 5 months left of the year. We can either stay as we are and just repeat the patterns over and over and over again, or we can work together. We can look at where we are living out of alignment in our life and we can change the direction of our life forever. So over the next 5 months, we are becoming her. You are not going to become somebody new. You're going to become her. Become the woman that you know you're put on this earth to be. Because I realized recently that you can't become her. You can't build your dream life. You can't become the version of yourself you know you're supposed to be if you're still living the life that isn't meant for you and living a life that is actually someone else's dream. So before we talk about confidence, purpose, becoming your best self, becoming her, we need to strip it back. So we are going to go through different chapters through the months, and then by the end of the year, you're going to have the confidence, the knowledge, the power, the belief in yourself that you need to take the actions to change your life. So we have to strip it all back, get down in the nitty-gritty, unpack it from the very beginning so we can truly change from the inside out. So we are going to go through different chapters through the next 5 months. We're going to focus on different topics, and at the end of every episode you're going to have actionable tips, journaling prompts, meditation to do. I'm going to give you the skills you need to build this confidence and resilience within yourself to be able to change your life over these 5 months. So follow along for the journey. Make sure to subscribe or follow the podcast wherever you are listening or watching, because this is going to be an adventure. So in August, we're going to talk about alignment. So we're going to talk about how living out of alignment has a knock-on effect in every area of our life. If you're living out of alignment, that small disruption in that calm pond is going to cause a ripple and it's going to affect everything. So we're going to look at why you feel stuck, why you have everything you thought you wanted, why you have everything the world told you you should want, but you still feel unhappy, you still feel empty, and it doesn't bring you joy and bring you happiness. We're going to look at the conditioning that you've inherited, not the things that you truly believe to be true. We're going to look at what it is the world has raised you to believe as true, the symptoms your body is trying to show you, how your misalignment is showing up in your life as physical symptoms, maybe anxiety, acne, burnout, whatever it is. It will be showing up in some way, shape or form. And we're going to figure out what it is that actually belongs to you. What beliefs that you have inherited can you leave behind? And what beliefs actually do belong to you and you want to own and you want to take with you for the rest of the year and you want to take them into the rest of your life. And then in September, we're going to talk about the black sheep. How, if you are here listening to this podcast, I bet you are the black sheep of your family, the black sheep of your friendship group. You are the one that nobody understands, the one that people look at like you're fucking crazy because you just don't seem to understand how everybody can be living such a unconscious, unplugged, complicit life, and that is not for you. So we'll talk about the women who have always felt different, the ones who don't fit in, the ones who've spent years wondering what is wrong with them, and understanding that actually this thing you've been trying to fix, this way you've been trying to mold yourself to fit into the boxes that other people have set for you, actually is your greatest gift. It is your greatest asset, because there's nothing wrong with you. You're just swimming in the wrong pond. You aren't supposed to be living, experiencing, thriving where you are, because you're not built for that environment. You are built for something better. So we're going to understand what it means to be the black sheep and strip it back and understand how all of those black sheep traits are actually your greatest assets. And then in October, we're going to talk about becoming her, because once we've stripped away everything that isn't you, once you've understood what makes you different and what sets you apart is actually your greatest asset, we are going to finally create the woman that you're supposed to become. You're going to remember her. You're going to become her, because everything you need is already within you. And we're not going to do it through vision boards, not pretending to be confident, not through faking it till you make it. You're going to become the version of yourself your soul has been asking you to be through these practices in this first 2 months, through this learning, through this understanding, through owning who you are and showing up and shining as her. So October will be all about becoming her, about how the difference between healing and becoming, the difference between faking it before you make it, and understanding how confidence comes after action, not before it. You just have to show up. You have to become her. You have to own who it is you were put on this earth to be. And once we have an idea of who we are becoming at the end of October, we'll move into November, where the theme is the Good Girl Rebellion. Because the Good Girl Rebellion is where everything changes. The Good Girl Rebellion is where you finally put yourself first. And yes, that might be hard at first, because as we will talk about, women are so conditioned to put everybody else before their own needs. But the Good Girl Rebellion month is going to encourage you and empower you to put yourself first, because becoming yourself means you are going to have to disappoint other people. It means you're going to have to say no. It means you're going to leave things that no longer fit, and that's going to be uncomfortable, but it is all going to be worth it, because it means you have to realize that you were not put here to make everybody else comfortable. You were put here to live your life for you. And then finally, we move into December, where we change your life. And finally, we stop talking and we start moving. All of those skills, all of the reflection, all of the knowledge and wisdom you will have learnt in those 4 months leading up to December will help you build your dream life, will help you step into the version of yourself you know you were put on this earth to be. Because your dream life isn't built in your journal. Your dream life is on the other side of the decision that you're afraid to make. And these months will give you the confidence you need to make those decisions. So my hope is that at the end of this 5 months, you will have come on this journey with me, and you will understand that you have everything within you already, and you can be the woman that you know you were put on this earth to be. I want us to go through these phases and understand where our life is out of alignment, where it is that we are still allowing ourselves to be small to please others, where we are putting ourselves in a box that we no longer fit in just because it's comfortable. I want us to understand how being the black sheep is not a bad thing. Being the one that nobody understands isn't a bad thing, because there are others out there that understand you, and it just means you're meant for more. As I said, you are swimming in the wrong pond, so you don't need to change yourself, you just need to change the pond. I want us to look at becoming her. I want you to be empowered to know that you can become the version of yourself you want to be. You can become the version of yourself that you know you were put on this earth to be. I want you to then have that inner fire to be that rebellious good girl, to put yourself first unapologetically and go after what it is you desire. And then in December, I want you to be able to actually make the moves to change your life. I want you to be able to go into the next year with all of this confidence and this fire and this spark and this new enthusiasm for the life that you know you should be living. Because I know what it feels like to wake up in a life that looks successful from the outside. The life that looks like you have it all. You have the career, you have the relationship, you have the house, you have everything that you are told you should want, but you just feel empty, you feel lost. And I don't want anybody else to wake up feeling like that. So I am here to empower you and remind you that if you think you are meant for more, then you are meant for more. Because quite often women don't actually need more information. They actually need permission. And this series, this next 5 months is your permission slip. Permission to leave, permission to want more, permission to change, permission to become someone their family might not understand, but somebody that is going to make themselves happy. This is your permission slip to live the life and go after the life that you know you deserve. So here's what I want. If you start this series midway through, come back to the very first episode, come back to right here, right now, and start from the beginning, because I don't want you to binge this series. I want you to listen every week, to do the exercises, to journal, to go for the walks, to sit with the uncomfortable questions, because change doesn't happen from consuming the content. It comes from acting on it. So I want you to take these actionable steps. I want you to move alongside me on this journey and truly change your life. Because imagine where you could be at the end of the year. Imagine waking up feeling lighter, more confident, more yourself. Imagine finally trusting your intuition, making decisions because they feel right, because you know they align with who you are supposed to be, not the version of you that makes everybody else happy. Imagine sitting there, listening to the end of the episode at the end of December and looking back and remembering listening to this episode now and thinking, I actually am where I thought I wanted to be. I actually did the things that I was too afraid of doing. That is what I want from you. I want you to come on this journey with me, and I want you to have the confidence and act on that confidence to change your life. And I wouldn't be where I am right now if I hadn't of put myself first, disappointed people, said no, stepped outside of the norm, and rebelled on the good girl conditioning that I am so passionate about helping you break. Because I took a chance on myself and moved to the other side of the world. I'm building a life from scratch and it's all paying off. And I am happier than I have been in a very long time. And I wouldn't be this person. I wouldn't be here right now, sat right here sharing this journey with you if I hadn't taken the chance on myself. And I wouldn't have done this without all of the people who came before me, who told me that it was possible and showed me that it was possible. So I am here to show you it is possible and to help you go on this journey. So whether you've been listening since the very start or you've only just found this podcast, welcome. This isn't just another podcast season. This is your invitation to stop settling for a life that just looks good and start creating one that actually feels good. It's your invitation and your permission slip to start living the life that is meant for you. So welcome to the rebellion, and I will see you next week when we start this journey together. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. I know this is kind of an introduction to the upcoming challenge, and next 5 months we're going to go on together. So if this resonated, if you feel like this challenge, this next 5 months, this adventure and this journey we're going to go on is something you want to be a part of, make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you're watching or listening, and make sure to share with all of your girlfriends who you want to come on this journey alongside you, because changing your life is one thing, but changing your life alongside your girlfriends and all empowering each other and being in this community and being in this feeling together is the best thing ever. If you haven't already, make sure to come and follow the podcast on Instagram at I am Isabel Martucci, where I'll be sharing more information about every weekly episode, the journal prompts, all of the homework that you need to do after every episode to become your best self over these next 5 months. As always, all my love, and I will see you next week when we start this adventure together. Mwah.